let's see. JJ's here. Janet's here. Colden Dreams. I, Cody Lynn. I'm sorry, I'm probably saying it wrong. Dale from Ohio's here. Good evening, everyone. Sorry for the long absence. Uh, no time, unfortunately, to be able to come on and live stream. I'm going to live stream tonight. I will be live streaming tomorrow night as well. I'm just to let you know for next week, I will be live streaming on Monday, and I will also be live streaming next Friday. So just putting that out so you guys know when I'm going to be doing my upcoming live streams. It right now, week to week, I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest with you. So it's a little crazy. But anyway, before we jump into anything, I would just like to remind everybody this is a very I could speak, it'd be very helpful. A very family friendly oriented channel. So please be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness. If you cannot abide by those very simple, easy rules. Oh, okay. All right. It's just like it's spelled. All right. Um, those awesome people lit up in blue with the blue wrenches will boot you out of here because we are not going to tolerate it. All right. So let's just all be decent, have fun, enjoy each other, and have a good discussion. Discuss the insanity of the world and what we can do to put ourselves in a better place. You know, it's funny when people have a perception, I guess sometimes. I've been several times I've been told that you're in the mountains hiding, fearing, fearing life or living scared or whatever. And what a lot of people have no idea is I'm absolutely loving living where I'm at. It's a choice. I still live my life. I still do things like everybody else does. Prepping obviously is a big part of my what I do, but it's also, to me, it's peace of mind. It gives me peace of mind knowing that when something happens, that I'm going to be in a lot better position than a lot of people out there because of who I have surrounded myself with. Also, with the preparations that we have made, and all those type of things. So that's peace of mind, and that makes a big difference in the big picture of things of what where I'm at, where I want to be, what I want to do, and all those good things. So, but hey, Mary, nice to see you here. Yeah, mom's doing good. Mom is doing very good. I talk to mom every single day. I talk to Heather every single day. I don't talk to Eddie every day, but I still, talk with Eddie. Talk to my sister. It's not like I've gone down here and forgot about everybody because I sure haven't. I would love it if my family was down here with me, but that's their choice. You know, Heather had basically. I'll tell you, she when I first came down here, she's like, Dad, I just don't want to start all over again. You know, from the beginning of living off grid because she's already done that. So and it's okay. The young chicks, Tony, are doing great. They're getting big. They're getting really big. So they should. I'm thinking in another month or so they should start laying. We'll see. But you know, they hopefully will be getting a bunch of eggs soon. So we'll see how that goes. But increasing the flock from 5 hens to 14 hens is going to be a huge difference, and we'll see how it all goes when we get to that point. But the Chigger Holler Homestead, mile and a half away from the nearest power pole, 19 miles away from the nearest gas station and store. I hear you. No, it's I like where I'm at as well. I'm far enough away. I'm not, uh, closest power line, maybe half mile, you know, but and you actually guys saw it in on video when it went down during that one storm we had. and so I couldn't even get out because I couldn't do anything until they fixed that, which had nothing to do with me. So it was pretty funny. All right, so what do we got? 139 in the chat. We got 37 thumbs up. So, guys, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. And I thank you ahead of time. It makes a really big difference with the algorithm, so I do appreciate it for that reason as well. Um, but yeah, things are, like I said, I've been very, very busy. I'm always busy. I always got something going on. But today was nice. I still did some stuff today. I was doing laundry, and I just, and it's funny, crawfish cigarette. I don't lay in the sun. If I'm outside, doing stuff, I get sun. So, um, yeah, I'll by the end of summer, I will look like I'm Puerto Rican. So, but I don't, I just, well, from the waist up, because I don't ever wear shorts because I'm in the woods and with all the bugs, or not bugs, but all the ticks and everything. I absolutely am not wearing shorts. So, but anyway, so that's kind of what's happening. We got, things going. We're working on projects, organizing things, and all those good things. But we're gonna do what we can, and when that time comes, and I do believe it's closer than farther away. You I think if Iran, see, it's like a game. It's like, well, it's all chess. We've put the chess pieces in place, getting more chess pieces in play, and if Iran does something stupid, like if they go after our military bases in the Middle East, or if they go, if they attack any of our ships, or if there's something that pops off even here in the U.S., which would not surprise me, to be honest with you, would not surprise me. Uh, I just want you guys to realize something. Israel isn't doing what it's doing without our approval, without the U.S. saying, yes, go ahead. They would never do that without our approval. Now, I'm going to share some information that I heard. I cannot confirm or deny this. I don't know if this is true or not true. So I'm putting that out there ahead of time, so I don't want to be accused of spreading misinformation. But it's a very interesting theory and analogy, okay? Now, first of all, Israel's wanted to go after Iran for a long time. They have stated repeatedly they will not allow Iran to get a nuclear bomb, because if they do, they know that Iran would use that against them. So they're not going to allow them to get a nuclear bomb. So I'm putting that out there first. That's a fact, okay? That's been put out there before. What I heard was that in the Hormuz Strait up there, I guess that's like a 200-mile wide area, and from what I understand, there was supposedly 3 tankers that had collided, either with another tanker or another ship or something like that. Now, what I was told was this: that those were not accidents. That was attacks by Iran. Now, again, I don't know. And I think Trump is going to have a speech right after the live chat here. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, who knows what they're up to. We'll talk more about that. But anyway, that's what I heard. Now, again, I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's not true. But if they were attacking, meaning Iran, oil tankers in the Strait of Hormuz, we cannot allow that. We cannot allow that to happen. So, from, obviously, we gave Israel the green light. Go ahead. Now, leading up to, so there's a lot of speculation with a lot of things, but I'm going to connect a few dots for you, and you can make your own assumptions from that, okay? So we were negotiating with Iran about a nuclear treaty, right? Well, while we were doing that, what we also were doing at the same time, because the flight records indicated the C-130s, the transport planes, were flying into Israel like nonstop. So what were we doing? Well, we were rearming them. We were getting them ready to do what they need to do in getting the munitions and supplies that they need to carry out these missions in place ahead of time. Now, you can believe that or not believe that, whatever, but why would all those C 130s on a regular basis, like clockwork, be flying into Israel with not a lot of fanfare, not a lot of people talking about it? Isn't it interesting, just to change the subject for a moment? What are we hearing lately now that Netanyahu is? He stated today that Israel does not need help from the U.S. He stated that Israel can handle Iran. Well, good, and I hope it stays that way, and I hope we don't get involved. I'll be honest with you, I hope we don't get involved, other than supplying Israel. I don't have a problem with that. I don't. So but what was I going to say? What you have not been hearing about, China has been flying in Iran as well. Oh, I'm sure, Dale. I'm sure, but they'll handle this one with kid gloves. Trust me. They don't want to get into that conflict yet. They're not quite ready to take on the U.S. yet. It will happen eventually, and I've said it for now. I used to tell people I've said it for the last 20 years, and I've been saying it for the last 30 years. Russia is not the threat to the United States of America. China is, and I will say that over and over and over again. Gas in Claymore, New York was 40 cents cheaper than Pennsylvania. Got 35 gallons in cans and filled my truck 140 total. Nothing wrong with that. I think it's very important to make sure you're topping off your gas cans, all those type of things, to be as ready as you can be. Very, very important. Very important. So, but anyway, going back to what I was saying, oh, Russia's definitely not happy with China. Yeah, and the thing is, I don't know if you. So we're going to bounce here a little bit. If you see the Chinese have been doing a lot of drills around Australia, I don't know if you guys have seen that. Makes Australia very nervous, obviously. Military drills being done. China is claiming a lot of territorial waters as theirs, and there's a lot going on over there. That situation over there is a matter of time. That's all it is. That's a ticking time bomb. Taiwan, dealing with the Philippines, all that type of stuff. That is a matter of time. And so, we just have to wait this out, do what we can do. Like I said, we have zero control. So for us to worry about, are we getting involved in this situation in Iran? Are we doing this? Are we doing that? It's a waste of energy. Okay. We should pay attention, obviously, but there's nothing we can personally do about that situation. Our governments are going to do what our governments are going to do, be it Canada, the United States, the UK, anybody in Europe, Israel, Iran, all those type of things. They have their own agenda, and all that type of stuff. So, like I said, again, we just, as preppers, as people are preparedness minded, we need to stay focused on our tasks at hand, which is preparedness, continuing to get ready, not playing games, being stupid and still live life. I absolutely, encourage everybody to live their lives. Do what you got to do. If you're taking vacations, take your vacations. I remember I took a trip one year, and it was near the inauguration. And they were like, "Oh my God, you're going on vacation while the inauguration." I said, "Listen, if something's going to happen, something's going to happen." Now, I had options of where I could go if something happened. Okay. So it wasn't like I was out there blind with nowhere to stop and go and have people that would have my back. So, should I use some of my gas cans to fill up my truck and then refill the cans after the price goes down? I'm seeing the prices going up here in Philadelphia. What should I do? Mary, top off, you take your old gas, fill up your truck, and then immediately take those prices to come down, because we don't know if they're going to come down or not. Okay. Uh, what you need to do is then take your cans and go fill them up right away. Load up your truck, top your truck off, and then take your empty cans and refill them. Again, you should be rotating. What is your home defense go to? I have several. I have many things around me that I sleep that, I'm not going to, I'll just say this. There's always a pistol nearby. There's always a shotgun nearby, and there's always something else nearby that I just basically got to reach, and there it is, loaded, ready to go, and that's it. So yeah, like I said, I'm not sharing all my information, but I I definitely, if somebody tried to come in here and be stupid, which would be a really bad mistake for them, uh, you know, they wouldn't be walking out. I'll just put it like that at all. So yeah, and another piece of advice on that. Somebody breaks into your home and you shoot them and they go down, finish them off. Uh, Dead men don't tell lies, so there's that. And if somebody breaks into your home, you have a right to use deadly force. And being militarily trained, the always thing they told us, you shoot till there's no more movement because they could still be a threat. So there you go. So I'm just putting that. Yeah, and dead people can't sue you. Exactly, Mary. That is for sure. They can't come up with some story of what they were doing there. There's one story, yours, as the homeowner. I love it. I don't know if you guys have seen in different situations. There was a situation recently where elderly gentleman, they broke into his home armed. Uh, Firefight happened. All three of the perpetrators were killed, and then their families of the perpetrators were like, "Well, he didn't have to kill them." Yes, he did. So yeah, like the Florida sheriff said, "Graveyard dead." Exactly. Yep. With all those puppies well, they're still puppies right now. They're only 6 months old. They're getting more protective. I will tell you that already. And the boys are getting big. They're getting big. When they're fully grown, yeah, it's a nice security blanket to have with the pups. I definitely like having having Hella. Hella's been just a wonderful companion. Like I said, I've said it before and I'll say it again. She is the absolute best dog that I've ever had in my entire life, and that's just a fact. So that's why I was going to only have two, but as you guys know, and I've actually had somebody else say, "What are you going to do? Are you going to keep all the dogs?" Absolutely. They were born here. They're going to stay here. They're going to die here. That's it. So, and I've grown very attached to all of them. Um, Kali's way too much like her mother, but the boys they're going to be big dogs. They're going to be big dogs. Yeah, but they're fun and I enjoy them and they're full of energy and kittens are doing good. Oh, I've named the cats. I've named the cats. Did you get the pack roaming under control already? Actually, yes, I did, JJ. What I've been doing. Well, first of all, let me tell you that I've named the cats. I'm going to tell, and I'll tell you what's going on with that, JJ, in a second. So, the calico is a female. All right. The orangey, all orange, obviously is a boy. Only orange males can be males. Um, all orange cats are always males. I do not know why, but that's just the way it is. I mean, if they got a little puff underneath here and it's white, then they could be a female. But if they are fully orange, they're a male. So, what I decided to name them, their names are Bonnie and Clyde because they are into everything. So, do you remember your serial number from the military? Yeah, it's my social security number, Tony. I've known my social security number before I went in the military. So, um, but anyway, Um, so, do, with the dogs, have they run off since the last live stream? They have not, because what I've been doing, uh, well, Hella is still in heat, and like she was even spotting today. So, two good things with that. Number one, I know her heat is not over yet, and number two, I know she's not pregnant, so that's good. That's a good thing. Um, what I've been doing is in the mornings, I get everybody out. I let them run around while I'm there supervising. And then what I've been doing is I lock the puppies in the run. So the puppies go into the run. And then she has been staying right with me. And I keep her where I see her, so she doesn't wander off. And then I can do my chores, and she's not leaving because the puppies are right there. So that kind of keeps her back here. So since then, she has not gone off. Now, I got to come up with a better long term solution to deal with it, obviously. I mean, I talk about this shock collar. I would like to try to deal with it in a different way than a shock collar, to be honest with you, if I can. So we'll see what we're going to do. But right now, it's just keeping everybody in line as far as, like, where they're at, what they're doing. Like the puppies will go down to the spring and they'll jump in the water, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that because she is right next to me. So that's as far as they go away without being in sight. So I don't have a problem with them doing that, but they're not taking off. So if they're on my property, then I know that they're going to be okay and secure. I don't like it when she takes off, and I don't like it when she takes off with them, because that could lead to something bad. And so I just got an abused dog that's 6 months old, and I think I'm going to have to get rid of him. I think he doesn't like the other dogs. He's a beast. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, you try to do the right thing sometimes, and sometimes some dogs are just not good. You know, I'm very fortunate. All four of the puppies have great personalities, and they have their own unique personalities, which is really cool as well. But yeah, they're fun. I enjoy them, and you know, I have to keep them locked up more than I would like to. But if they're in the run, you know, they're okay. I know they're safe. They're in a contained area, and they're going to be just fine. But that's just kind of what we're doing right now. But no, the new chicks are not laying yet, Larry. I'll let you know. Obviously, I'll let you guys know when they start laying, because when we do the egg count, it'll be different then. So, but yeah, I can't wait to see, because they'll start laying those little bitty pullet eggs first. But anyway, so what do we got? 200 in the chat. We got 100 or we got 200 in the chat. We have 78 thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel. I thank you ahead of time. It really does make a huge difference with the algorithm. So more interaction, the better for the channel. So I do appreciate it for that as well. And thank you very much. Also, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And again, I thank you ahead of time for that. So, but getting back to what's going on, situation over there could absolutely turn bad really, really quickly. I think we need to leave it to Israel. That's really Israel's problem. I've said a couple things before, and I'm going to repeat those things, okay? I've said Iran is not a threat to the United States of America. I do not believe that they are a threat to. Now, do I think they may have sleeper cells here in this country? Absolutely, yes. And if something goes down, and if we do something, I think that they would be activated and they have a mission. All right, that I do believe. But as far as a physical threat to us, no. Okay. North Korea. What have you heard about North Korea lately? Zero. Why? Because North Korea is not a threat to the United States of America either. They're not. People want to have these boogeyman, like, oh, we could turn North Korea, we could turn Iran into glass. if we wanted to, realistically. Okay. We are the superpower. Okay. So, until China steps up and says, hey, we want to take on the bully, nothing is going to happen. So, you know, when they come out and they talk all this stuff, like I said, Iran is not a threat to us. I honestly believe that most of the people in Iran are just like us, the normal people that just want to live their lives. They want to take care of their families. They want to be able to go to work. They want to make a living, and that's it. They don't want to get caught up in all the other nonsense that goes on. But, my sources say things are going to escalate this weekend. Israel is going to hit them hard. Israel's already hit them hard. Um, you know, I think Israel has already hit them pretty hard. And I know that they had talked about a 2 week situation. They talked about a 2 week situation. So we'll see. You know, went out of channel, back again, and pick is better. Oh, the pick was messed up a minute, Mary? Okay. Yeah, who knows with YouTube what they do half the time. What does Randy Savage say, Tony? I have no idea. I don't watch a lot of other stuff. Like I said, we need to take care of our business as Americans. The son of the Shah of Iran that's in exile is asking the people of Iran to stand up against this regime. Yeah, and what they did the last time when they stood up because of that the whole Sharia thing and the police killing that woman, anybody that rose up against them, they killed them. The regime killed those people. So, so it's a very sad situation. But the bombs that Israel is doing are very targeted. They're going after the scientists. They're going after the leadership. Randy Savage says a 2 week situation is a smokescreen. Could be. Who knows? Is there a possibility that we're going to get into it? Wouldn't shock me. My belief is we are American and we should be American first. Absolutely. We need to worry about our own country. You know, like I said, let Israel take care of Israel. They're more than capable of. And obviously, if they're using our armament, which we supply them a lot, it gives them an advantage. Which, like I said, again, I don't have a problem with it. When you have every country surrounding you wanting to try to kill you, or wipe you out or take you out. Oh, I was gonna mention this one thing too. What have you heard lately? Now that we got this whole situation going on with Israel and Iran, what have you heard about Hamas and what Israel's doing there? Nothing. You've heard nothing. You know, everybody was screaming, "Oh, poor Hamas," or the Gaza Strip. Isn't it interesting how distractions don't look over here and what we're doing over here? Pay attention to this while we go in here and do what we want to do. Israel's not playing around, folks. They have been laying some havoc on some people over there. And it's a lot of now there is, you know, talk of the proxy, that Hamas and Hezbollah and all those were all being funded by Iran and the Houthi rebels as well. And we went after the Houthi rebels, didn't we? I mean, we went in there and bombed the crap out of them. So it's an interesting situation. Obviously, stuff that needs to be paid attention to. Should you live in fear and be scared to death? Absolutely not. Okay. And if something happens here in the United States, and if it's something bad, if they come in and they do something with sleeper cells and stuff like that, there's nothing you're going to be able to do to control that anyway. The key is, and I will tell you this right now, situational awareness. Be careful of where you are, what you're doing. Oh yeah, the Elon Trump feud disappeared too. Yeah, well, I don't think that was ever really a feud. I don't think that was a feud at all. That was Trump's way of trying to help Elon take the pressure off because people were going after him. And they're not even talking about Doge or any of that stuff anymore either. What happens when our military is helping defend other countries? What happens here if we get attacked? Well, that's one of the beauties, Mary. If we get attacked in this country, we have a tremendous amount of people that are armed that would stand up and go after people that if they try to do something stupid here. That's why I believe Middle America. You think they're going to attack Middle America? You think they're going to go out into the country and attack the country, middle of the country folks? No, they ain't going after them. They'll go after the city, in the cities where all the Democrats have disarmed everybody, because their victim count will be much, much higher. That's where they'll go. They'll go where they can get the most casualties that they possibly can. You know, they're not going to go and attack someplace like in West Virginia is a great example, right? We have our gun laws here are open or concealed carry, no permit needed. So, and so there's not a lot of stupid stuff that goes on because people don't want to get shot. And if, a terrorist group or organization was trying to do something, they're not going to go to a place where, people are armed and are ready for them. They want to go where they can have the ultimate amount of victims and cause as much problem as they possibly can. So again, you know where you are, pay attention to your surroundings. I'm going to tell you what, I ride a motorcycle, right? When you're on a motorcycle, you have your head on a swivel all the time. And it's like one of the things I tell people, if somebody's thinking about getting a bike and riding or something like that, I said, what you do as a rider on a motorcycle, always anticipate that the people that are around you are going to do what they should not do. And if you ride your motorcycle like that, you're going to be much safer. So, like an example would be if I'm coming into an intersection, right? Four-way intersection, and there's a car here and a car here. I'm watching those cars, number one, and I'm also slowing down as I go into that intersection because you have to anticipate that they're going to not see you and they're going to do something stupid. So you have to always keep your head on a swivel. Also, being ex-military, I'm always situationally aware of what's around me. Okay. Always, like if I'm in a restaurant, I sit with my back to the door so nobody's behind me, and I can pay attention to what's going on in the restaurant. You may not think I'm paying attention, but I pay attention to everything. The people that are in there, who looks like they can handle themselves, who doesn't, is there a threat possibility, all those type of things. You always have to assess your situation. So, yes, the bikes are fixed on the bike. The brakes, I'm sorry, the brakes are fixed. My rear brakes, man, I can't talk tonight. My rear brakes on the motorcycle are now fixed. So that's good. That's a good thing. But again, now I don't know if you guys saw this. Somebody was just talking about volcanoes. The huge volcano just went off in Indonesia. What they said, I don't even know how much stuff it put up in there, up into the upper atmosphere. So, hey guys, you want to take care of that idiot for me? Thank you, JJ. Thank you so much. We don't see children are going to come in, they're going to play games, and they have to get a spanking, and that's what my awesome moderators are for. So, but anyway, so what do we got? 215 in the chat. We're at 112 thumbs up. Just for fun, we got 26 minutes left in the stream. Let's see if we can hit 200 thumbs up. So what do we got? We 87 away right now. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so again. And if everybody that's in here did it, we'll be over 200 in no time. So I appreciate that. It really does make a huge difference with the algorithms as well. So I thank you for that reason as well. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, again, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications. And I thank you for that. So, but what else was I going to tell you? Yeah, Mark came down and he did change the spark plugs out in the wiring and did the rear brakes for me. And Yes, I paid him. He didn't want any money, but I paid him anyway because it was like, I'll give you an example. If I took my bike to a dealership, and not talking about the brakes at all, just a tune up, because I asked them how much would it be for a tune up. Just for a tune up, they wanted $600. $600 for a tune up. Okay. That's not even counting a brake job. I hate to think what they would have charged me for a brake job. Uh, Mark doing a tune up, $40 in parts, and so yeah, crazy, absolutely crazy. So, but no, I very much appreciated him. Very much appreciate what he did. So it's good to have decent people, that can help you out, and we have to help each other. That's the key. I saw your location on Google Earth, and I wondered how you get your bike up and down those mountains. Yeah, it's fun. It makes it interesting, Tony. It definitely makes it interesting. Well, right now, like I said, it's my only transportation at the moment. So I'll do that until I get a vehicle, and I want to get another truck, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, mechanics are definitely handy in a group, and we got a couple guys that are pretty handy mechanically, so that's a good thing. But yeah, we're like I said, we just think about when the time comes, having people that mechanics, you can get cars going that probably wouldn't be going otherwise. So that's always a good thing too. They know how to do all those type of things. So I'll leave that in those. Mechanically inclined, I am not at all. So, but is it expensive feeding all your little dogs? Well, they're not so little, but yeah, they definitely. It's not cheap, but like I said, I love the animals, so I'm good with that. I was doing a private live stream earlier, and Clyde was up on my shoulder, sitting on my shoulder. So and then he's like rubbing on my face. So they're good cats. I don't know where they are at the moment. I don't know, but Hella's right here. So the cats are indifferent to the dogs because Danny, whose cat had the litter, there were dogs there, so they could care less about, like. And Hella grew up around cats, so she's fine with the kittens. The kittens are fine with her. They're not afraid at all. The other dogs have come up to the door, looked at looked at the kittens. They're more curious, and the cats are just like, hey, what's up? They're not raising their hair, nothing like that. So I think they're going to be all fine when that. Oh yeah, no, they're fine. Everybody's good. So, but yeah, now she's right here, Miss Hella. She must have known we're talking about her. But living in a remote location is not running scared. It's promoting individual independence, mental strength. Ignore the detractor or distractors. Not everyone or can or is willing to do it. Oh, you're absolutely right, and I do appreciate you saying that. No, I mean, their opinion means nothing to me. This is about freedom for me. As much freedom as I can possibly have. I like the peace and quiet. You know, when I'm done dealing with people, I can come here, and relax and have my animals and take care of my animals. And like today, I never left the property today. I had today off. I never left the property. I do have to run out tomorrow, but other than that, I don't. If I can not go anywhere, I would rather not go anywhere. I would rather just stay home. So, oh, there she is. Hello, baby. Are you a good girl? Where's my kiss? Right here. Thank you. Good girl. Yes, you're a good girl. All right. I know. You're a good baby. Stop. See, now, okay. Now that's it. Now down, down. Good girl. But savagely, I really haven't left the house in 4 days now. Yeah, like I said, Will somebody take care of that other moron, please? I don't know why it's moron day, but it is. JJ, if you would take care of that, please. Thank you very much. Can any of your dogs do tricks? No, no. I'm not training them to do tricks. They have a job, and that's a protection thing. So I don't want my dogs doing tricks. But that's just a good question. I mean, but anyhow, like I said, with everything going on, my advice, and it's always, my advice is always kind of the same. Control what you can control. Take care of your business. Take care of your families. It's more than just beans, band-aids, and bullets. Okay, it's more than just that. Make sure that you have. Yeah, no kidding. Well, they just want to. They just. It's all it is it's pay attention to me, and when we don't, then they're unhappy, and that's too bad. So we don't want to give them undue credit. So that's why I have these awesome moderators to just get rid of them. But oh, I do. No, I have been. No, I train them. No, there's training and then there's tricks. They're not being trained to do tricks. So, but they're good dogs. They're real good dogs. I love living in a small town. We are moving further out this month. I kept all my plants in pots for the move. I'm looking forward to being further out. I don't blame you. Like I said, what I like about being as far out as I am, um, the grass is growing faster than last year. Did I fertilize? I don't use fertilizer. I don't use any kind of artificial anything on any of my grass or plants or anything. No, we just have had a tremendous amount of rain. It's like sometimes I feel like I'm in Seattle right this year. It's just been crazy. We were in a deficit of rain, and I know now we're not in a deficit no more. We got to be in a surplus because we've had that much rain. It's been nuts. There's been some flash flooding down here. Some people unfortunately were killed in the flash flooding. So it's really been just crazy. What are the pup or personalities? Well, like Zeus is kind of he's my water dog. He loves the water, and he's kind of my area has twice its normal rainfall this year. Yeah, we've had a lot of rain here. So, but no, Zeus is kind of chill. He's kind of like that do 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 kind of personality. He's just a real laid back dog. Um, Kali is a psychopath. Uh, she is a jumper um, like crazy. She gets so super excited. Uh, Very personable dog though, really good dog. Uh, Genghis is the biggest one of the group, and he's such a good dog too. I mean, he's turning out to be the alpha now. For a while, it was Caesar, and then Caesar didn't get as big as Genghis, and Genghis said, "No, I'll take over being the boss." So he's kind of that's why like with Zeus, Zeus is real chill. So you can see he don't want to be the boss, but Genghis is definitely the one. How do you spell her name? Kali. She's like the Hindu goddess Kali. Look up that, and that's how you spell her name. And yes, I what Kali is what the goddess of death. So yeah, my dogs can make people disappear. Yeah, trespassers. Yes, they can. And like I said, they're getting very protective. So I have to actually. I just like she. They were the pups were kind of going after Rob, and I thought they were playing with him, and he was like, "No, man," they were like nipping, and I said, "Okay, I'm sorry." So I've kind of had to lock them down, like tell them no, but I thought they were just playing with them, but they weren't. So, but they're getting to know everybody, and that again, that takes time. Is they see people more. It's like with Steve, they see Steve a lot, so they're okay with Steve, And as they see people more, and the biggest thing is not don't be afraid. If you're part of the group, they're going to know that you're part of the group. So, but Zeus is probably happy it's been raining. Yeah, no kidding. Oh my God, they're too funny though. They're like I said, they're just good dogs, um, and each one has its own unique personality. The two that are closest to me are Kali and Caesar. They're the ones that immediately they want that attention right away. So, not that Genghis or Zeus doesn't; they do as well. But their other two are just like more so. So, yeah. Oh, dogs will know if you're afraid. Absolutely, absolutely, they'll know if you're afraid. Well, we got to do egg count here, guys. So why don't we go ahead and do that? So, how many eggs today? And yes or no for Miss Betty White. And while we're doing that, if you have not shot again that thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to do so to show support for the channel. And I do appreciate that. It really does make a huge difference. I don't know if we're going to hit 200 thumbs up or not, but whatever. If we get closer, that's fine. But anyway, so if you haven't done it, how stupid is that? JJ, will you take care of that other idiot, please? I'm just like, how does it affect you? That this is one of the things that I don't understand. I really don't understand. Um, why I don't understand why people want to cause other people problems. I don't. I really don't understand that. So, because you're so miserably unhappy in your life, you want to make other people miserable and unhappy as well. You know, like I said, I don't get it. That's just my take. All right, guys. If you had these same exact guess, is Cassandra's 14 with 3 eggs today, and yes for Miss Betty White, then you are 100% correct. So congratulations, you've won absolutely nothing, but you are happy that you won. So, um, but I want to go back and talk about again. Your situational awareness is really important at this time. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Don't be in a fog. Don't have your headphones in and not pay attention. One of the things I always used to tell Heather, when you get off that bus, and if I'm not picking you up, it was only 2/10 of a mile to walk down to the house. But I said, do not have your headphones in. Pay attention to what's going on around you. And the key was this. I said, if somebody pulled up in a car and pointed a gun at you and said, get in the car, what do you do? And she would go, I run. I said, exactly. You run to one of the neighbors' houses. I said, you never get in that car because, and even if they shoot you, you never get in that car because you're never going to be seen again if you do that. So, um, again, you got to pay attention to what's going on. If you are in a large crowd, that's not a really smart place to be. Like I said, pay attention, feel the energy. I mean, you know, that makes a difference as well. That energy that's around, if you feel your gut is telling you you need to get out of a situation or get out of where you are, listen to your gut. Your gut, and 9 times out of 10, is not going to be wrong. So be smart. That's the key. Be smart and be as ready as you can be. Again, we never know what's going to happen. The more ready we are, the better off we're going to be. So that's really important as well. So just a few things I wanted to share with you on that. You never know, folks. I mean, you look at that one parade, and that idiot drove the car through the parade and killed a bunch of people. You don't hear about that, right? Because that was a domestic terrorist, but he wasn't white. So you don't hear about whatever happened in that situation. I remember that. What you hear about is like when that idiot, another idiot, they're all idiots. People that do these type of things are all idiots. But that idiot that went into the church and killed those people in the church, they threw that all over the news because he was a white supremacist and that fit into their agenda. But when the transgender goes into a school and starts shooting people up, they don't want to talk about that. So you just have to, like I said, pay attention to what's going on around you. My advice: don't go to protest. Even if you believe in a protest or a thing, don't go. Don't put yourself in a situation where you can get jammed up. It's just not smart. It's not worth it. Ask anybody that got arrested in the whole January 6th thing. You know, ask them. So, and I think a lot of them did not have bad intentions. Some of them may have, but again, were there agitators in the crowd? That's, I think that's been proven now, definitively what that answer is. Unidentified individual if they fit the victim group of the day. Oh yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Here's a question. So what? Remember that no kings protest nonsense, right? What were they protesting? They're protesting ICE arresting criminals. Now, anybody that crossed the border illegally, number one, just to be clear, is a criminal. If you do not go to a port of entry and seek asylum, then you're here illegally, which is a crime. Just putting that out there ahead of time. So they're not just people that, they're victims. No, they're not. Okay. The second thing, what ICE is going after right now are the people that are the hardened criminals: rapists, drug dealers, child molesters, child traffickers, people traffickers, you name it. They're going after. At another volcano erupted in Indonesia, shot ash 6 miles into the atmosphere. That was the one I was talking about earlier, JJ. And I didn't know, I couldn't remember how far it went up, but yeah, 6 miles into the upper atmosphere. You don't think that won't affect the weather somewhere? Okay. But that's what these idiots are protesting, that we're getting rid of the criminals out of this country. And all these liberal lunatic judges doing everything they possibly can to slow Trump down, to stop him from deporting these people. There's plans for a No Kings Part 2 on the 4th. Well, like I said, I know how I would deal with people that are stupid and act like idiots. No mercy. You want to attack people, you want to loot and rob, then deadly force should be used. That's just my opinion. So, my plants are already struggling because of so much rain. Yeah. It will cool our summers for a year or two, like Mount Toba did in 1987 or so. But there's been a lot of volcanic activity, an uptick, if you're paying attention to that as well. And that all has to do with the shift, the pole shift, and all those type of things as well. So definitely things that you should be paying attention to as well. And again, they put so much particles up into the upper atmosphere, it's going to cool the planet. You know, it's going to cool the planet. So that is not a good thing. And I was thinking that if someone wanted to release an air bug at a protest, we could have the next pandemic. Please stay away from large crowds. Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to. But those people are useful idiots. So they're not going to want to, you know, have something happen to them because they go out and do the work for them. But, it's just like I said, I know the farmers here, because of all the rain, they've been having issues trying to get, hay and straw in and all that type of stuff. And it's been a battle. It's been a battle. So, but like I said, we just have to be as ready as we can be, take care of our business, take care of our families, and when the time comes, we act. We don't react, and that's the key. That is the key. The more prepared you are, to me, it's about peace of mind. Putting my head down on my pillow at night, and if something were to happen, am I where I want to be? Um, a small town local guy was way cheaper than a dealer. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. No, I love riding. I find it really relaxing. You know, it's definitely a stress relief. I got to watch my speed though. I really do. I keep creeping up too high on that speed. But you're just tooling along, you know. And next thing you look down, you're doing 80 miles an hour, and you're like, oh, I gotta ease back a little bit. But anyway, like I said again, just have a plan. Know what you're gonna do. Have your family know what you're gonna do, so they know what they need to do. Because I'm telling you what, panic is going to be when the time comes. Most people are going to be in panic mode. They're not going to be thinking clearly. They're not going to be smart about what they're doing. They're going to be just running around, not knowing what to do. And yeah, if it's good road, open it up and let it go. So, but please just be aware, pay attention. Anything could happen at any time. Pay attention to what's going on over there. If we're going to get involved in that or not, uh, you know, I don't think we should. That's my opinion. I think we need to worry about what we need to take care of here in the United States of America. Again, Iran is not a threat to us. I don't care what our government, if they want to get out there and say, oh, they're this huge threat. They're not. Okay, just like North Korea. Where did that whole thing go? That disappeared, quiet. So then they move on to the next fear tactic, and the next fear tactic, and the next fear tactic. Um, you know, don't feed into that. Live your lives, take care of your families, live, laugh, have fun, enjoy life, but be ready at the same time. And like I said, for me, it's about freedom. It's about taking care of what I can take care of, and I'll just do the best that I possibly can. And when the time comes, I hope that I'm in a good situation, and I'm in a pretty good situation. Don't get me wrong, but it could always be better, and that's what we're always striving for, is to make it better. So let's just keep doing that. I need to get my Harley Davidson inspection soon. Yeah, what I like about down here, they do a 2-year inspection now. So, but yeah, like I said, just don't panic. It's going to be a time people are going to be losing their minds, and you got to keep your head. You got to keep your head. Your own family members will probably lose their minds. Kids are not ready or geared for dealing with what's coming. They're not, because they're own in their own little oblivious bubbles. And so, you know, you need to make sure that you are that rock, male or female, whoever you are. If you're the head of your household, be that rock for them. Be strong for them, because they're going to need you to be. And like I said, think smartly. Don't be stupid. Don't make rash decisions. Sit down, go, okay, here's what it is. This is what we're going to do. So, but, oh, yeah, I'm sure yeah, I don't plan on opening the door to some people either. So, anyway, guys, I am going to jump off of here. I'm going to leave you with my favorite saying, STD, step thing and day. one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from achieving your goals is going to be you. That's it, nobody else. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. Have a great night, and I will talk to you all later. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now. And I will see you tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. I'm going to live stream tomorrow night at 8. Okay? I'll talk to you later. Bye.